Hey everybody, it's Dave with DII. We are live now with our little live, whatever you call this thing. What do you call it? Live session? Live handpan workshop with my daughter Darcy. Yay! Everyone say hi to Darcy. All right. So Darcy is 18 now. She just graduated from high school, but for the most part, I mean, she's been watching me make handpans for years. Watching me play handpans for years. But have you really played much?
Not really, no.
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 I remember she was attending a handpan jam, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And you played along a little bit. But you really don't know how to play.
No, not formally.
Excellent. Okay. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to give Darcy kind of like a formalized lesson of how to play the handpan. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys out there in YouTube land have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments section. We'll be Daniel's over there. Hey, say hi, Daniel. There he is. He's going to answer questions if you have any questions and monitor all that fun stuff. So, all right, so let's get started. Darcy, very first thing, I'm going to have you ask some questions first because I already have like lots of answers, but I don't know what your questions are, right?
Uh-huh.
So, first question, anything that comes to your mind.
How should I have the notes positioned in front of me?
Oh, thank you. That's what I was hoping to say. Literally, we didn't plan this out, but that's what I was hoping for. Because literally, that's a really interesting question. So as a beginner, like, how do you set it up? What's the orientation, right? Because it's in a circle. It could be any of these directions here. So typically, most people, and you can play it really any way you want, but most people will play with, obviously, the large note goes in the center, because that's in the center. You can't really move it. But then you've got some larger lower notes that are going to be towards your body here. And usually the lowest two notes, the biggest ones, are going to be kind of splitting your body side to side. So if you just kind of tap on these and find the lowest notes. Yeah, there you go. So on these handpans, these are Celtic minor, D minor handpans. And so the notes are D, A, C, D, E, F, G, A, and Darcy has an extra one on top, which is a C on this Oris stainless steel handpan. So we are splitting the handpan, the low A here and the low C are going to be towards our body, but side to side. Interestingly, on my handpan, mine has only 8 notes on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So that 8th one is kind of like in the 12 o'clock position. Like that. So Darcy's has, how many do you have?
I have 2.
So plus this one?
Yeah.
Which
plus
is
this
what?
one's 7. Or, oh my gosh, 8. Wait.
Try it again.
I lost myself.
That's all right.
9.
There we go, 9. So 9, so remember she has that extra note? So I have an A, she has an A here, so she's got a C here. So she has 4 on both sides. She's got 4 on the left and 4 on the right. So yours is just going to be split right down the middle. So your logo right there is going to be at the 12 o'clock position. My 12 o'clock position is the A that's right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Another question. No other question?
I'm blanking.
How about look at mine? Like how yours is flat and mine's kind of at an angle.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why I did that?
I would.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So on mine, the way I kind of hold it like this, I have it on an angle, so you can't quite see it on the TV screen, but I angled mine up like this. So from the side, it would look like that, right? So I angled it up like that because when you're playing these lower notes that are on the back, it's easier to strike the notes kind of with an even, like more of a flat arm than a really angled hand like this or wrist. Because if you play it like that, your wrist gets really at an awkward angle, and it's hard to make them sound. It's hard to produce a sound like that. So I usually pull a handpan up like this. So give yours a try there.
Like that?
Yeah, exactly. So now if you were to play those notes, your arms are going to be a little bit straighter, right? So that's another thing I do. So we do orientation. We get the orientation done correctly first. Again, the orientation's really up to you. It's just correctly meaning this is typical for the way I do things. And then I usually angle it up. It's on a stand right now, so it's easy to do on a stand. Sometimes if you're sitting, like I can just kind of rest it on my belly there a little bit. Like that. So it just makes it a little bit easier to play. All right. So we talked about the notes a little bit. We know that yours is a 9 note and mine's an 8 note. We talked about the scale tones D, A, C, D, E, F, G, A, which really to play handpan, you don't even need to know those note names, right? The thing that people usually struggle with the most is learning how to get a sound out of the notes themselves. I think I've seen you play a little bit before, and I think you were already getting a decent sound. But why don't you strike this note, the ding note, just to see what it sounds like. Let's just get you started. Perfect, well done. Did you notice that Darcy, she kind of struck the note and her finger came off of it immediately? That must be in the genes, because I never taught her how to do that. She just kind of knew how to do it. She's probably been watching me for years. So yeah, so she struck it and then came right off of it, and that produces the sound. So if you wanted to mute that note and not let it ring, what would you do? Right, so see how she put her finger on the note and then she just kept it there? That's gonna make a muted sound, and you could do that on any of these notes. So do a mute sound. Good, do it around a couple more. Right, so do you see how her fingers are just touching each note? But it's kind of creating a tone, but it's not really that beautiful live tone that you get out of the handpans. So try now. I know that you can make a sound out of that one. Let's see if you can get the sound, an appropriate sound out of the others.
Okay.
Excellent, really nice. Did you notice out there in handpan land? Did you guys notice that she just kind of automatically started using her middle finger, right? So that was normal and felt natural to you, right? I tend to use my index finger. It doesn't really matter. Like really kind of whatever feels comfortable. So the middle can be used also. You can use any finger. That's my ring finger, and then even my pinky fingers. Produces a different sound. It's a little bit more ticky-tacky, not so warm, not so beautiful. But you can use any finger. Some people use their thumbs, right? And so you can use any finger. Usually you don't want to use multiple fingers. Usually you don't want to pat it like this. You get a lot of a slapping sound, a lot of finger tone out of that. So usually using one finger is probably best, which you already did. You're a natural. All right. So now, another question a lot of people have is, like, for instance, play one more time. Let's see you play. Okay, good. Now, did you think about where on the note you were hitting?
I was kind of thinking like the flat part.
The flat part, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So it's interesting. A lot of people get concerned about like where to strike the note, and it to some degree does matter, because and it has to do with the tuning of the notes. So do you know how these notes are tuned?
Not totally.
She's seen me tune in my workshop a lot, like for years. I've got drawings in my workshop, like when they were small, like 5, 6 years old, they would draw on the walls, and they're still there. I love it. Anyway, but these are all tuned with 3 pitches. So there's a fundamental pitch, there's an octave, and there's a fifth. And there's also some squirrely other harmonics that are in there, but they're negligible, and most people don't really recognize them as being pitches. They're just sound. But intentionally, the tuner like myself, when we make the handpans here at DII, I tune them fundamental pitch, octave, and fifth. Okay, so you can kind of hear that on. Let's use this A here. So you've got an A, and then if I mute the center and I hit the edge here, it's a higher A. So it's low A, higher A, and then going through the middle is a fifth. La la la, it's like way up there. It's actually higher than I can sing. So low A, octave A, and a fifth. So when you're striking the note, you want to try to get a warm sound that produces all of those harmonics at the same time. Mm-hmm. And typically you're going to find that more in the center of the note. So some people say, do you aim for the dimple? Dave, do you aim for the dimple? To some degree I do. So you can aim for the dimple. Sometimes for some people it feels awkward, so you can hit like the edge of the dimple, that's fine. or the flat part around it also, especially on the length of the note here. Because it's going to be more of an octave sound. It has that more, which is like a sound.
Yeah.
But if you start hitting on the edge of the width of the note, like on the screen, I'm not sure what it looks like here, but like here instead of here, you're going to start getting a thinner sound. And you're going to start hearing like some other frequencies a little bit. So my suggestion is to kind of hit towards the center or around the edge of that dimple. So
Okay.
there you go. Try hitting towards the center this time. Nice. Okay, good. Try hitting.
Good job.
Yeah, try hitting like in a different spot to see if you can get a different kind of sound or color out of the note. Good. Okay. So yeah, you kind of hit the width areas, right? And she started getting a little bit more of a nuanced sound with the fifth kind of being a little bit louder and that sort of thing. And yeah, you can do the same thing with the octave areas. I really like hitting the octave areas sometimes. So the length of the notes here. These notes, this note is positioned like this. This note is positioned like this. So it's perpendicular to the rim on this one and this one and this one and this one. These are all parallel to the rim. So the octave on these is here or here. On these, the octave is here or here. Right? So I'm just going to play octaves on mine. It's kind of cool. It's out, right? It's not this full sound. So you can get some different nuanced sounds by just striking the notes in different spots, which you've learned already.
That is cool. Actually, a lot of people have that where do I hit?
Yeah, the where do I hit question. Yeah.
Where do I hit question, and that's very good explanation.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
There was something else I was going to talk to you about as far as how to play it. Can't remember. That's okay. You can also use two fingers to play two notes at the same time. So you could use a thumb on one. Yeah, do it. Try it again. Yep. Try this left hand. Let's see how your left hand does. Hey, pretty good. A lot of people struggle with their left hand or their non-dominant hand, and you're right-handed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's right-handed, so her right hand did a pretty good job. And usually what happens is somebody will have a good sound with their right hand, and all of a sudden their left hand goes like that, and go kind of that kind of sound. And it takes a lot of practice for a lot of people with their left hand or their non-dominant hand to kind of create a nice tone or just that relaxed flow of the fingers onto the instrument. Another thing too is like, let me see you play this note and this note. Really, just go back and forth. All right. So do you guys notice her arms are already kind of in a naturally relaxed position? Another thing I see a lot of people, again, you're doing great. A lot of people will have this kind of habit of using their wrist a lot to kind of play like this, whereas Darcy kind of naturally is just raising her arms and just lowering her whole arm kind of in a very relaxed way, and then the finger strikes the note. So just try to get away from that angled wrist kind of motion, and try not to grab. Like a lot of people will grab the note like this. So try not to grab it or pull at the note. Sometimes I say it's like a fishtail. Like a fishtail, if you're slapping a fishtail on this, it would just kind of slap and come right off, right? And then we also have like this little doorbell. No, what do you call it? Not a doorbell. Service bell. So if you go to a restaurant and nobody's at the desk or whatever, and they've got a little bell and you ding the little bell. Oh, here it is. Thank you, Daniel. Look at that. So there's this little service bell. So Darcy, why don't you strike this service bell? Okay. You struck it and your finger came off of it immediately, right? And it rang. So this time, strike it, but don't take your finger off. You see how it muted the bell? Oh, look at that one. See, normally you strike it, and if you hold it down, it doesn't ring. But if you release, I had to strike it and release, right? That created the tone. So that's the exact kind of same motion that you want to have when you're playing the handpan. So, all right. So I think we've pretty much covered. Do you have any other questions about how to strike the notes?
Nothing that's coming to mind.
Okay.
Can I see the service?
Oh, sure.
I just wanted to show everybody
Here comes
how I do it with the students. It's basically you do it and then you do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same hit. It's the same hit.
Yep,
so try
exactly.
that. You see it? Then try it on a note. Yeah. See
Yep,
that?
it's
that
that
works
same
really well.
motion.
Yeah,
So
that's
good,
cool.
good idea there, Daniel.
Yeah.
All right, so that's basically how to hit the notes. And then there's also some metal between the notes here. So these are, I call them notes. Some people call these tone fields. That's where the tone is produced. And you can play scales like this. But there's this steel that's between these, and it's called interstitial steel. Back when I was making steel drums, I call it dead space because it has a dead sound compared to a live sound. Like this is a live sound, and that's like a dead sound. It's not really making any sound.
Can you spell interstitial?
Interstitial, like Interstial, I believe. All right. I think we got that. Chalk that one up for Dave.
Good job.
The interstitial metal can also be used rhythmically while you're playing a handpan. So let me just show you. Instead of like striking it coming off of it like you do with the notes, you're gonna kind of give it a dead hit. You're gonna just hit it and keep your finger on there. Yeah, exactly. So if you were gonna play like a simple rhythm like this, like open with your left hand and then dead hit on the interstitial metal. Try that. So good. And you can go back and forth like a snare drum and a bass drum. So this would be like a bass drum, and this is like the snare drum. Boom, bop, boom. Right. Yep. Good. And then we can also do the "We Will Rock You" song. So, and that one just is basically almost the same thing we did, and you can follow along at home. I'm sure you're gonna like this. It's gonna go 1 hit. 1, 2, hit. 1, hit. 1, 2, hit. Like that, right? Here we will rock you. Yeah, put on your face a big disgrace. Your place. Say we will rock you. You get it right. Rock you. So the cool thing is you can keep going with that. Okay, and I'm going to play as something else. So I could now do this, and you could play some notes. Let's see if you can do that. Yep, doesn't matter. Yep, perfect, yeah, good. Then we can go back together. And we're gonna stop. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yay! All right.
Hey, good job, Darcy.
Darcy's first handpan solo right there.
Boom, that was awesome.
Yep. So that's kind of basic ways of getting started on the handpan. There's scales that you can play on a handpan. Some simple stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're gonna go from the lowest note to the highest note. So maybe let's try that. It's just like the regular scale. So on these handpans, we're going to start with our left hand. So the left hand is going to be on the ding, and after that it's going to be all alternating hands. So left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay. You might end on a different note because you have the high C.
Yeah.
But let's just go all the way up and see what we can do. And some people are really have difficulty with this initially. I think at the handpan jam you were actually helping some people, so I think you already know how to do this a little bit. But let's just see how it goes. So it's going to go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And you're going to, so let's have you end on that note right there.
Okay.
Left, Perfect. Right. Exactly.
Nice.
So some people will have a difficulty where they will do like 2 hits for one hand. So instead of going left, right, left, sometimes they go left, right, right. So they'll, because it's just natural for them to use their dominant hand. They want to use it a lot, right? So they might go right like this, and then next thing you know, they're over there and their hands are all twisted up. So just at home, if you're practicing this and you're a beginner, just make sure that you're just doing some simple stuff where you're just always alternating your hands. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Let's do that together. Ready, go. Want to go down?
Okay.
Yeah, ready, go. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Okay, so that's just like a basic handpan skill. When Daniel teaches his classes here, what do you call it? The lesson?
number one.
Is that like number one? That's like the
Number
scale
one,
number
yeah.
one, or like lesson number
Well,
one?
actually, I guess I would have a question for you. Since you started drumming,
Yeah.
this is the technique for drumming, going left, right,
Yeah,
right?
a lot
and
of
it's
that, yeah.
usually a 1, 2, 3, 4. So is that how you guys start? Is in drumming? When you start training, is you start with your left
Yeah.
hand, right?
Well, no, actually, usually drumming is your dominant hand start, so it would normally be right, left, right, left, right,
Really?
left, right.
But what
left,
if you're
right.
left-handed?
Maybe left, right, left, right.
Ah,
It
okay.
depends. Like if you're playing a drum set,
Yeah.
if you set up your drum set from left to right, like as a lefty, you probably want to do left hand first,
Right.
because it just makes more sense. You're going that direction. Whereas most drummers with right hand go from left to right, and then it
Gotcha.
goes that way.
But like in the handpan, it's geared to go left, right, left. Most handpans have that setup
Yeah.
where it's left, right.
Yeah.
Because if you were to play a tongue drum, they're not left, right.
Oh, it's a little different. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like-
Sometimes they're
sometimes
really
they're
mixed
off.
up. Yeah, they're mixed up.
sometimes they're mixed up. So a handpan is naturally, I would say, geared towards drumming because you can use the left, right.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
fact, if you split the handpan in the middle, usually your hand
Left will be over
is
here. and
all
right is
left
over
hand
here.
notes, and then there's right hand notes.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So just a little tip, just so you guys can see that. I just find that, and I wanted to ask you, Dave.
Oh yeah, you know what? That reminds me. So the
Yeah.
next thing I'm going to show you is it's the next lesson. Where is it? 1, 2, 3. Is that?
No, it's two.
Oh, is it
Two.
the twos?
It would do
Okay,
two
well,
notes
the
at the
third
same
lesson,
time.
okay.
Yeah.
So the 2 notes is what we do next with our free classes. So we're going to start with these 2 low notes, these 2, and we're going to climb upwards like that. So let's see if we can get you to do that. So the 2 low notes you're going to start with are these 2 over here, A and C, right? And you're going to switch over like this. Good, and then we're going to switch over here, switch over here, switch over here. There it is, yep.
that
And
was
if you want to go back down, you start with those. Go back down. Yep. Back over here. Yep.
That sounds cool.
Almost.
Oh,
There you go.
wow.
Yeah. And we can strike the ding if you want to. Yeah, so that's like the practice number 2 is
Number
what Daniel
two,
calls
yeah.
it. So
1,
you,
2, 3.
you're doing, the first one is you're practicing single notes. And the second lesson is you're basically striking 2 notes at a time, crossing over, and doing that kind of thing. And then the third lesson, and this is what I wanted to get into, like the left hand side and the right hand side a little bit. So Daniel usually goes through this where we're doing sets of 3 notes, 1, 2, 3, and then it's like a ladder. You go 1, 2, 3. But when you start the next set, you're going to start on your left hand. On this, the first one started on my right hand. Right, left, right. And I'm going to switch back to my left hand. Left, right, left. Switch back to my right hand. Right, left, right. Switch back to my left hand. Switch back to my right hand. So it's kind of right, right, left, right, left, right, that kind of thing. Let's just take it slow. Let's see what we can do here. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3. So it starts with your right hand on this one. Yeah, there you go. Ready, go. Good, and then left hand. And then right hand.
Nice.
Good, and left hand. And then right hand. Good. Good, and that's it. Okay, so you did that one cycle, and you can go back also from high to low. So let's try that. So the right hand is going to be on that one. Yep. Ready, go. Right, left, right. Left, right, left. Right, left, right. Good. Left, right, left. And then right, left, right. Very good. Yeah. You've got a natural... She has a natural touch.
Yeah.
She does. So Darcy's doing really well. Actually, you're kind of a little bit different than most. A lot of people, I would say maybe 8 out of 10 people struggle with just getting the tone of the instrument initially. But Darcy really hasn't played handpan, but you did play what in high school?
Marimba.
The marimba, which is kind of with long mallets, and you play the marimba bars. It's kind of like a xylophone.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe that motion is kind of coming from playing marimba.
They're always yelling at us to make sure to piston stroke, get our hands back up as fast as possible.
Okay.
Same thing.
Yeah. So it's So she had a little bit of advanced
and
practice there.
those three, the 3 is actually the triads on your note scale. So like when you're practicing piano or maybe even marimba, you have the 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep. So the thing I want to show you. So if you take this, you can see how my right hand stays over here and my left hand stays over here. And that's just the sets of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I was just blending them all together into like one line. But you notice I didn't cross over. I didn't go. I didn't do any of that.
Well,
right?
you still did it though, Dave.
But like,
that was right.
when you're learning it, your right hand does stay on this side,
Yeah.
and the left hand does stay on this side. So
Yeah.
just be aware of that. Another thing I noticed too is if you just do that lesson number 1, but kind of quickly. What my left hand is doing is this. So if you just take the right hand out of it, oops, I hit the high one.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Right? So I just took my right hand away, and then same thing if you do with your right hand. So as a individual hand practice, if you want to take that apart, you can just practice doing this. And then your left hand could practice doing this. And it might help you get comfortable with those positions later. Just an FYI.
No. That's I think it's very important. Like actually, when I do train, that's what I usually get into is hitting those side notes and hitting that. But when you look at it, you can go back and forth. So if you do that 4 times, and then another 4 times on the other side.
Okay. By the way,
and then now you have a song.
Oh yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then there's a space in between those, and you can add notes. So add a note in between, dude.
So you're saying like I could add
like when you switch over, make something out, and then go to the next.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you kind of like add
but you can like from one side, and then and then come to the other.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. So now you're creating
a song, and like actually recently a lot of people have been asking about that. What's a beat or a flow that I can go to? But that's the simplest thing that I can show people, because you can add your own thing in between. It's a matter of getting, like, if you're going from right to left, get that pace going, and then start making the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it could be as simple as, like, you hit like a 1 and just hit one note.
Yep.
Like one in between. No, you're doing this. Do the 1, 2, and then when you switch over, you just hit one note, and then go into the next one. And then yeah, exactly. Or you could do a double on the bass. Yeah, exactly. And then now you can keep going or add. Like it's kind of an add game. It's like a game.
I see. Yeah.
So you can go right,
one,
left. If you can add one note, and then when you come back over to the other side, you add another note.
Yeah.
And then like it makes a melody in between. Can you add 3? Can you add 4? Can you add 5?
Yeah.
How many can you actually
do?
The first one you did about 10 notes in between.
Yeah.
In between that side.
Right. So just take it simple, start simple,
yes,
and then add.
Then add on. That's a fun thing to do, honestly, and it teaches you how to make songs. It's
Absolutely.
really cool.
A lot of people, after they get the fundamentals of how to play it, they're like, how do I create a song? And so that's one of the ways that you can start learning how to play songs. All right, do you have any other questions about how to play guitars?
I guess one that kind of popped in my mind a little bit was like how much weight you should be adding just for like a normal, not too loud, not too soft kind of tone.
Yeah, I mean that's ultimately kind of like the player determines that to some degree. I've had some people with very heavy hands, I call it heavy hands, just like slam it, and they're just like big old smile on their face, but I'm like, oh, ooh, too much. So to me, that was too much. To them, they were loving it. So it's very interesting. It kind of, the eye of the beholder, what they think is beautiful might be beautiful. But in general, whatever kind of creates a nice warm tone is what I think what you want.
I think I know the answer.
Oh, go, yeah.
Actually, it's called volume. So basically, say you have volume from 1 to 10. This one goes to 10, or 11, or whatever. You can, whatever your scale is. Now, Darcy, do that one scale with 0 volume. Exactly. And then now play 1. Now play 2. Now play 3. So it is up to the person.
Yeah.
But it depends on your volume level from 1 to 10, I would say.
Yeah, no, it's great.
So,
and if you practice that, like from 1 to 10, like you play it very softly. Because also, one time I had a customer. I was trying to teach them how to play, and they were doing this. They were really struggling with getting a tone out of the handpan. But I told them to play softer, and next thing you know, they're like. It was like a perfect hit. I think what happened when she thought softer, I think she relaxed.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
That's it.
And by the way, we have Believe You Can, and you're halfway there is the sign, but we have back here, you can't see it on the screen. But we have another one that says Breathe. So when you're practicing handpan, Believe You Can, and you're halfway there?
Halfway there, yeah.
There's the other one that was it say Breathe or something like that?
Just breathe.
Just breathe. So as you're practicing and doing these things, don't forget to breathe. A lot of times you'll see people come in and they're like holding their breath.
Yeah.
You're like, breathe, you gotta breathe. So don't forget to breathe.
You tense up when you breathe. You're really tight.
Or even when you don't breathe.
When you don't breathe,
yeah.
You're really tense, and then when you breathe, it releases that and it relaxes your muscles. So it makes it easier to hit.
Yeah. Cool. All right, Darce. So I think let's just call it a day. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty much the basics of playing a handpan.
I love it. I love what you did because you're taking Darcy, and actually she's your daughter that plays music but doesn't know how to play the handpan, and you're teaching her, which is amazing.
Yeah. You're awesome. Fun little experience. Yay!
No.
Go family.
Go family. And it is a family business, but teaching people to play music, I believe, is great, especially this way. Know? And then a lot of our customers and students, they need to hear this information over and over again so they can actually play. So hopefully this helped you guys.
Yep.
I don't see any questions, but feel free, if you do get any questions later on, there's a lot of information on Handpan. Either email us or ask the question or come to one of our free
Free handpan
Free
classes. if
handpan
you're
classes
here
is coming
in LA,
up.
yeah.
Actually, this month we have a refurbished rental sale. So if you guys are looking for a good handpan that can get you started, at a lower cost, we do have a few available, but they're going quick. So make sure you check them out. And if one hits you, then definitely get that. But we also, and then plus we have our other handpans. And if you just want to start out, rentals.
Yep, we've got rentals also.
Rentals.
So we've got handpans for sale. We've got handpan rentals. We've got ukuleles too.
Yeah.
Daniel's got a ukulele class coming up this Saturday.
Oh yeah, this Saturday we have a ukulele class. But yeah, stay in tune with all their events, and there's more and more stuff that we're planning on doing. So.
Yep. So we're continuing on. All right, Darcy, thank you very much for being our guest.
Actually, I want to know, Darcy, what did you learn?
Oh yeah, what'd you learn?
Yeah, I like learning the just like exercises that you can do just to like even in just like your free time, like the kinds of stuff where you can have something playing on the TV and just kind of
that's cool.
doing something. I think those exercises.
Oh, that's
are
true.
always
Yeah, you just
really
sit there
good.
and watch TV.
That is cool.
Yeah.
And then I guess what did you learn? I don't know. Like you play the marimba, but how's your experience with the handpan? What do you like? What do you like about it? And
I think I saw a comment pop up.
Oh, comment. Yeah.
Who is it? Somebody said something.
Let's see. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Sandy said, we'll add this to the broadcast.
I wonder if that's my mom. My mom's name is Sandy.
This has been very informative thinking about rental and buying, so I don't have to play Airpan.
Oh, there you go.
How was that Airpan? That was.
Oh, it's Sandy Sweevy. Hi, Sandy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely come in, check it out. We have a lot of information. I find that when I do talk to people, it's good to give them the information that they need so they can make an informed decision. And seeing Darcy play, it's pretty awesome. So I've watched her grow up, and now she's here on YouTube sharing handpan with everybody, which is amazing. I love it.
She's been helping out with classes on the weekends too.
Yeah, she was at our classes, and what how do you like it? What do you feel?
It's fun. I like the classes. I think the just like kind of energy there is really interesting and really nice to be around because everyone seems like they really want to be there and like they're having a good time.
Yeah. Cool experience, huh? Yeah. It's really cool. So, cool. Come and check it out. Definitely. Let's see. All right, and then we got email. LS or whatever. So.
All right, everybody out there in YouTube land, have a wonderful evening. We'll see you the next time, either in class here at DII if you're in the Long Beach, greater LA area, even greater Southern California area. Just drive on down. We'd love to have you. Otherwise, we're going to try to get some more of these YouTube lives going again each month. So hopefully we'll see you live on YouTube again soon.
Yeah.
All right. Toodaloo.
Bye-bye.
Bye.